Hello CAD students, this is Mr. Erickson again. I have another demonstration. This time I'm going to look at creating the porch. Now I've added a number of images to this file just so I can explain some of the concepts that are behind what we're looking at. It's not important that you have this information, so please don't be nervous or feel like you're missing out on something. These are just purely so that I can demonstrate the concepts I'm describing. What we're going to be doing today is creating the porches, and the porches are here on the ends of the project, and there's one on this side and one on this side. Now they are different depths, so the depth from the house to there, this one is about 11'8", and on the other side the depth of it is from the corner of the house to the end of the porch is about 10 feet. So they are different depths. But you can create one and then just use the stretch command to modify the other one very quickly. They are symmetrical. So they are symmetrical around a center line. So it's the same on this side as it is on this side. This one over here shows a little bit more than the other one does. This one shows the screen element, and it has a little door. I'm not going to create that right now. I'm not concerned about that. If you don't create that, that's fine. I'm just going to create, both of them are going to kind of look like this one does on the left. So I brought in an image from a 3D model, something I've generated in other classes, just to give you an idea three-dimensionally what we're looking at here. Okay, so the porch is, it's a combination of the deck of the porch, which is this brown area here. Then you have the columns, which are these darker portions. That's what's supporting the roof above. These are the columns here, these white vertical elements. Then you have the stairs that go from the height of the porch down to the ground. So here's the stairs here. And then you have the handrail or the guardrail that goes all the way around. So that's the thinner line here. So if you look here, this is the outline of the deck. This is the column, and this is the guardrail here. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, the way you should be thinking about this when you first start laying it out is without the columns or without the handrail. So just be looking at the outline of the deck, and that's what this is. I've created a different image that I took out the columns and the handrail so you could see what it looks like. So this is the way you should envision it when you're looking at this image over here. Okay, so don't look at the guardrail, don't look at the columns, just look at the deck outline, which is this. And then here is one that I have just the columns in it. So I have the deck outline and then the columns, just to help you visualize what you're looking at. It's kind of the way we're going to do this. So we'll create the deck outline and the stairs, then we'll create the columns. Now, the first step of what we need to do is we need to create the layers that we need. There are a few different layers that we're going to use. There's one that's called a deck outline, that's yellow. There's a column, which is cyan, which is a thicker line, and a stairs, which is red. That'll be the lines that are the risers. So, all right, so we need to make those three layers really quick. So I'm going to start the layer properties, go into the layer manager, and just click on that 3 different times, 1, 2, 3. So I made the 3 layers. And rename up a dash deck dash outline. Color of that is yellow. This one is a dash column. This is cyan color. And the next one is the stairs. So rename a dash stairs, and that's red. I'm going to set it back to the deck outline to be current. So you click on it, and then you click on this button right here. It says right there, set current, this one. that gives it that little green check mark right there. It lets you know that that's the current layer. All right, so I created my 3 layers. Now I'm going to draw the outline of the deck. So the deck starts beyond the house. So it goes back this direction. It's back, it overlaps over here. And if you look at the image, you'll see it. It goes beyond the corner of the house. So it's a little bit of an overlap there. Okay, but I'm going to start right here at the corner. So I have my layer started. Start the line command. Click right at that corner, then go this way, look at the numbers that are by the cursor, and round them off. So that says 7, 11, and 16, so I'm going to just round it off to 8. Then I'm going to start going up. I'm going to round that off to 4 inches. And then I'm going to go this direction, 12 foot 4. And I'm going to come straight down to the mirror line. And then I can mirror those. I don't need this little line right here, so I'm going to get rid of that. So I'm going to mirror those because it's the exact same on the other side. So select them. And started the mirror command. Selected all my objects. Press enter, which is spacebar. It says specify the first point of the mirror line. I'm going to click anywhere along this line. Click on the line, then go to the right. Keeping my cursor horizontal. Click again and select no. And then enter. Or I'm done. That's it. So now it's on both sides. If I want to, I can join these 2 pieces so they're all one piece if I want. I'm going to use the join command. So J, select all of those yellow lines. These ones, this one, and this one. And what that does is it makes it one continuous line. So if I move this over here, if I grab that and move it away, that's one object. Unlike if it was a series of individual pieces. All right, so the stairs are also symmetrical. Stairs have very standardized dimensions as far as the rules of how big they can be or how small they can be. For the most part, in residential, the very minimum you can have a tread, which is the flat part, is 10 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to measure that. It says 10. It says 10 inches. So this building's a little bit older. The old code used to allow you to do 10. So I'm going to do 10. So I'm just going to draw a line that's halfway from here up to there. It says 5 foot 5. I'll make it 5 foot 4. 5 foot 4. Then I'm going to change that to the stairs layer. Then I'm going to offset it 10 inches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll erase that first one. I don't need the top one. All right. And then I can draw the line over here from there to there. Match properties to make it a stair layer. And then mirror it. So mirror, MI, spacebar, select everything, spacebar, click on the line, go to the right, click, no. So there's my stairs. So now I have my stairs and I have the outline of my deck. And that's what we want to start with, okay? So we have the stairs and the outline of the deck. And now we're going to add the column. So I'm going to switch to the column layer. So a column. I'm going to just measure this column just to get an idea of how big I think it is. So from here to there. So I'm just measuring the width of the column. It looks like it's about 8 inches, which is a fairly standard size for a column. This is probably a wood element, so the actual dimensions will not be 8 inches. It would probably be 7 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to make it the nominal dimension. I'm just going to make it 8 inches, just for round numbers for this class. So type 8, enter. Let me start the command. So start the line command. Line 8, 8, 8, and then close. Okay, so I'm going to join those J, select all of them, now they're all one object. I'm going to move it to a known location, so I'm going to put this corner at that corner. And now it doesn't sit like that, it's inset from there, so I'm going to move it over. Let's say, let's say, I'm going to draw a line that kind of goes right down the center of this guardrail, just roughly. So I'll draw a line on the edge of the deck and move it down to where it was kind of the center of that. It's about 5 inches, so 5. And then I'm going to move this column so it's centered on there from the midpoint of the column to that. And then I'm going to move this over 5 inches. No, that's way too far, so let's try it the other way. Let's do the same thing I did. Draw a line, move it over until it's centered. Let's see, it's right up there, 6 inches. And then move this back so it's centered. All right, so then I'm just going to copy this down until it's roughly where it would be. Look for look at the numbers, looking at the numbers, keeping the cursors going vertically down. It's definitely 9'11", so 9'11". Then I will copy it this way. 2'6". Let's see where it's sitting. That's not bad. Now I can mirror those columns. Mirror this one, this one, and this one. Using this as my mirror line. Click anywhere along the line, then come to the right, click, select no, and there's my columns right there. Now all I need is my guardrail, my handrail on that, okay? So change that layer, a deck. Now we don't really have one for that, so I'm going to see what other layers we have. Thick, thin deck outline. So I'm going to make this layer right here, this A detail medium, which is a green layer. So start the layer command, make a new layer, A dash detail dash MED, make it green. Later in the class, we're going to talk about the colors and how the colors affect the layer, why the layers are different colors. It's partially to organize your drawing, but primarily for printing purposes. But we'll talk about that in a different module in this class. So I'll set my layer to a detail medium, and I'm going to draw a line that goes right down the center of the column right here, from the center of the column to right there, perpendicular. And I'm going to copy it, and let's see, up. It's very close to 1 inch, so probably 1 1/4 inch, 1.25 inch. And then mirror it about that line. Erase that center line. It's probably would be, you wouldn't want to have this little gap right there, that little corner piece, but I'm just going to leave it for now. So draw a line there to there, offset it 1.25 on each side. Same thing here. Offset 1.25. Erase the center lines. Now on this one I need to trim out these lines that are underneath the handrail, so I have to trim those out. Select the green lines for my trim edges, and then erase those lines like that, because this handrail is above the stairs that you see below, so you need to trim that out. Now I can mirror those lines, so mirror this, this, and this. Use this as my mirror line. Click anywhere on that line and then go to the right, click no, trim this out. That, and that. Let's try to get trim. All right. So there's my deck on one side. Now I'm going to mirror it about the entire building, across the entire building, okay? So I need the center of the building. Now I can do it with a line from, if I had a line that went from exactly from the outside face to the outside face that was horizontal, that would work. What I'm going to do, because this is a rectangle, it's a perfect rectangle. If I had a rectangle like this, if you want to find the center of the rectangle, you just draw a diagonal line. So from there to there, this line, that point right there, that is the midpoint snap, is the center of it. So I'm going to draw a line like that. I'm going to draw a line from this outside corner right there down to this outside corner right there. That's that somewhere along that line is the center. So I'm going to erase that one that's going horizontal just so I don't snap on it accidentally. Okay, so I'm going to select all. I'm going to start the mirror command and then select all my objects. Mirror. Select everything there. Make sure I get these little pieces on the corner here. All right, so I have everything selected. Spacebar. Says specify first point of mirror line. I got to find the midpoint of this line somewhere. This is the tricky part. Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, I can see the midpoint snap pop up. Click on it. Come to straight up. Go straight up. So I move my cursor far away from anything that it could snap to, because if it snaps to an object here, it'll mess up your mirror. So you want to get it up and away from anything that it could snap to. And click. Do I want to erase the source objects? The answer is no. And there it is. Now, it's too big. You can see it's too big, right? It's longer than the rest of it, but that's an easy fix with the stretch command. So I'm going to show you the stretch command. We've covered this in other classes, but I'm going to show it to you again. I'm going to make a construction line just to identify where it needs to stretch to. So I'm going to click here and then click there. It's aligned with the face of the wall there. You just move it over. The round number right there. Say 12. Right there, maybe. 10 feet might be too long, but we'll try 10 feet. Let's see. Yeah, I think 10 feet's okay. All right, so I'm going to stretch everything and bring it back to this green line right here. So for the stretch command, you have to do a right to left selection. It has to be right to left. And my selection, I'll draw a rectangle that's going to represent where my selection window is going to be. It's going to be like this, exactly like that. Okay? So I'm going to, when I do my selection window, I'm going to start from the top right down to here, bottom left. It has to start above the deck, outside to the right, and then below the deck, outside to the left over here. I'm going to erase that line. So now I need to also remove this green line from my selection. So I'm going to use the R modifier to remove it from the selection. So start the stretch command. There it is in the ribbon. You could also just type S. Enter. It says select your object. So again, following where I made that rectangle, top right down to bottom left. Okay, I've selected all those. Now I need to remove this object here. The way to do that is to type R and press enter. Let me try it again. No, it's not working. Let me exit the command. Let me try it again. Stretch. Select everything, R, and then enter. What that does is it removes objects from your selection. So I have all these objects selected. I don't want this line right here. If I move that line, it's going to be kind of weird when I do it. So all I have to do is click on it now. And now it removed it from my selection. Everything else is selected, but that thing got that item got removed from my selection. So then I'm just going to hit the space bar. The base point is this corner right here, and I'm going to click here and I'm going to move it to there. Okay, so click on that corner and bring it to there. And now I stretched all of that, all the stuff that I selected, I moved it over. So now that deck is done. I'm going to stretch these two here. I'm going to stretch the stairs because it's a little bit long. So let me draw a center line here. Okay, so copy this up. Bring that up to right 4'4". Copy down, straight down 4'4". All right, just like I did before, I'm going to stretch all of these and I'm going to remove those objects. So stretch, just like that. That's my selection window from top right to bottom left. Remove, R, enter, get rid of that object. Click, go down to there. Okay, stretch, select all of that, right to left, R, enter, click on the line to get rid of it, spacebar, base point, and up. All right. So there I have now the porches done. And that's all you need really for those porches. So I'm going to stop that here, and later I'll do a demonstration of adding some of the components like the cabinets and the equipment, and maybe look at the annotations and the dimensions. So again, if you make sure that you contact me if you have any questions so we can discuss what issues you're having.